If you are an e-commerce founder doing 50 to 150K a month and your Facebook ads feel way more inconsistent than ever, this video will show exactly why you are stuck. And more importantly, how to break past that ceiling for good. Because it's not your product. It's not the algorithm. It's not Andromeda. And it's definitely not that paid ads stopped working out of the blue. Something much simpler and much harder to understand when you are inside the business. Let me share what happens to almost every brand that is stuck between 50 and 150K a month. You probably hired an agency, they promise the world, and they onboard you into a system that they use for 50 other brands at the same time. You might get 1 or 2 good weeks, but then performance tanks, and suddenly they are blaming your offer, your landing page, your creatives, everything besides their process. So you fire them, you hire the next agency, and the exact same thing happens again, just with different excuses, right? And I know this because I run an agency for 7 years. Maybe you are the one running the ads yourself, and now every budget increase feels like a Russian roulette. One creative spikes for 2 hours and then dies instantly, and nobody, not your editor, not your agency, nobody can explain what happens. The CPMs might spike randomly one day, the attributions stop making sense, every month feels like a reset. Meanwhile, your revenue is moving sideways while your stress is probably going up every single month. Does it sound familiar? Let me tell you something that most agencies will never say out loud. You are not scaling because you don't have a creative agent, not one media buyer, not one video editor, not one creator, not a freelancer that sends you 10 videos a week. I'm talking about a real internal system that produces new angles, new hooks, new concepts, and most importantly, new learnings every single week. Without that, I can tell you that scaling becomes luck. And the moment your growth relies on luck, growth becomes impossible. I see most founders blaming the algorithm, blaming the agency, blaming their creator. But the real bottleneck is this. You are trying to scale on other people's brains. You are outsourcing the most important function in your entire company, the one that creates demand. You are an e-commerce and content is king. What happens when you outsource thinking? You are outsourcing your results. The moment you stop paying, your growth stops too. The moment the agency gets a new bigger client, they stop worrying about you. That's why nothing feels stable, because nothing actually is stable. It's not because agencies are bad, lazy, or incompetent. It's because the agency model literally cannot produce the outcome you need. They batch work. They recycle ideas across different brands. They don't see your customer messages. They don't see the reviews. They don't know the returns that you get, the objections that people have to buy your products. They don't hear the real voice of your customer. Only you do. Only your internal team do. Which means they cannot generate the insights required to produce consistent winning ads. They are guessing from the outside, and you are scaling from the inside. If you want to know what actually scales a brand past 300, 500K a month, it's not better media buying. It's not some miraculous AI video. And it's not simply tell the whole team, just test more. It's what we call creative iteration velocity. The brands winning right now are not the ones with the best agencies, definitely. It's the ones who can turn insights into concepts, concepts into ads, and ads into winners that scale the brand faster than anyone else in the market. And you can never do this with an external agency. I'm sorry to tell you that. You really need an internal growth engine. Think about it this way. If every single week you test 5 random creatives, you might hit a winner once every 6 weeks. In other words, if each week you test 40 strategic creatives built from real customer insights and previous data, I can guarantee you that every single week you will find a new winner. Winners that compound, winners that stack, winners that do not die after 3 days, but actually enable you to scale the budget for weeks and months ahead. And when you are able to produce consistent winners internally, scaling becomes math, not magic. And I can tell you from being 10 years in the game, this is the difference between brands that are doing 60, 80K a month and brands doing millions every month. We've seen this play out over and over again. Brands that are stuck completely suddenly hit 300K months when they implement this engine internally. At Altafar, we've helped founders who were trying everything finally create predictable winners every single week. For most of them, happened for the first time in years. Not because the product changed, not because of their algorithm changed, but because their internal system changed. E-commerce founders who install this internal creative engine, they stop living inside the Facebook ads. They stop guessing. They stop relying on agencies for good. Small teams become operators instead of executors, if that makes sense for you. Their ads become predictable instead of chaotic. And revenue becomes a lever, not a gamble. This is exactly what we build with e-commerce founders inside our program. We build the internal growth engine your brand is missing together with you. We teach you how to dig deep into your market and uncover hidden angles that actually persuade people into buying, the kind of insights agencies and competitors completely miss. We show you how to turn that research into clear ad angles, strong hooks, and high converting copy, so your creative stop being random and start being intentional. We also show you how to identify real bangers, the small percentage of ads that actually scale 8-figure brands, and how to reverse engineer exactly why they work for them. We even give you frameworks and prompts so that even a junior intern can write world-class copy without relying on 100K a year talent. We teach you how to brief and direct video editors properly so your videos are built to convert, not just to look good. We will help you install a system that lets you launch more ads than ever before with a much higher winning rate and continuously improve every single week based on what the data is actually telling you. And when that system is in place, your brand stops guessing. It stops resetting every single month and starts breaking new revenue ceilings that you don't even think it was possible. And more importantly, when it's done, you own it forever. No more dependency, no more randomness, just a system and a team that produces winners on repeat. So once again, if you are between 50 and 150K a month, if you're already spending at least 20K a month on ads, and if you are tired on relying on agencies or guesswork to grow, then below this video, there will be a short application. If we are a fit, we will book a call and look at your engine growth together. And we will show you exactly which pieces are missing right now and what to do next. Once again, scaling is not about spending more. It's about thinking better. And right now, you are trying to win a modern game with an outdated system. If you want the internal engine that top brands are using to crack $1 million months, just step below.